Welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. It is Friday, August 11th, and we have a great show ahead of you today. But of course, it's all brought to you by the Pikkit Sports App. We got our resident Javier Reyes producing the show, but Will Cohen is in the background. He is out of office, but he's still in the office because he'll be help producing the show. But if one of you gentlemen could drop the Pikkit link in chat in order for you guys to download it, sync your sportsbook, use code Peter. That's where all of our bets are tracked. And if we could flash a leaderboard for the people, we got plenty of guests coming on today. We got a great show, right? No Javon. He is sick today. No Gino, but we're going to see Ollie, DeGen, Mid-Major. Krabs is coming on with about 1 billion plays. Cali Wager is back, who's been on a little bit of a heater. So we're going to have a fun show. But also, big part of the show today is at the end of the stream. I put out a tweet yesterday because I lost and I was getting upset, but I want to give back. Whenever I'm losing, I want to give back. So a $50 giveaway, cash giveaway, same thing we did on last stream to 2 different people. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to choose a winner. All right, 2 different winners. So I have my picks. We're going to talk about some home runs, and then we have about 20 different picks to get to. Hashtag not rigged. Thrasher, he got his $50 payment. You know he did. Not rigged. Absolutely not rigged. Let's get after it, Pete. Let's get after it today. Before we get to my picks, let's do a quick recap of how we did on August 8th. What is that now? That's a couple days ago. We had Baltimore, which just crushed my soul. And then we had the Atlanta versus Pittsburgh over, which hit in the 6th inning. 2 very different bets, 2 very different results, and so much pain for Baltimore. Let's talk about that Baltimore game. Producer Cohen, let's talk about that Baltimore game. Let's show the people what happened. All right, so we got this one early. So, right, we got a 6-2 game. Safe. Barely. He's out of here. All right, so we're rolling a little bit, right? Top 6. And then the Astros put on 1. It's like, it's all right, right? We got Felix Bautista coming in, who's been the best closer in baseball all season long. I mean, Jorge Mateo, we got to catch that ball. I know it's a tough play, but we got to catch that ball. Bases loaded. I'm saying, are you kidding me right now? Dead silence. Dead silence. And that wasn't a strike. And the Orioles at plus 115 with the best closer in baseball at home lose 7-6. Isn't baseball the worst and the best all at the same time? Stop. This hurts. Yeah, it hurt me too. And if I had to go through it, so do you. All right. But let's go over our winner, Producer Cohen, because we did win a bet that day. How about just a launching pad here at PNC Park? Right? I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the Braves actually came back to win this game. I mean, just smack the over. 9.5. Just, Pirates. Just Pirates doing pirate shit. And the Braves come back, and the Pirates. The Pirates were doing pirate shit. But the Pirates, they split this series with the Braves. Actually, pretty damn good. And then that was it. Cashed are over. Anyone who took Braves minus 1.5 is sitting pretty. Anyone who's on the Pirates money line is an absolute piss. That was the last leg of my lie. All right. Let's get straight into it, folks, because remember, I got my 2 plays. We got plenty of picks coming forward. Let's get straight into it. So we are going to start with the Milwaukee Brewers facing off against the Chicago White Sox. The pitching matchup is Corbin Burnes versus Michael Kopech. So, lucky for me, which what could go wrong here? I'm 2-0 on run line bets this season because I'm very particular with these spots. Now, could I go 2-1 when I take 3 run lines? Absolutely. In no way is this a lock. But the reason I don't like taking run lines in general is because I feel like a team can dominate a baseball game all season long, but only win by 1 run. I could take the Brewers through the first 5, but I'm just not exactly sure how the White Sox score many runs here with key arms for the Brewers being available out of the pen. So like I said, when I take a run line, it has to match up. It's got to be a road team. It's got to be a pitcher I like. It's got to be a bullpen I like. And it's got to be an offensive advantage that I like. All fit that here. That's why we're rolling with the Brewers. And it's also a good price, too, at minus 105, right? If I took first 5 money line, it's going to be minus $1 trillion. If I took first 5 minus a half, it's going to be minus 125. And I think that does hit. But minus 105, I think this is the best price for this game because not only is Corbin Burns at an advantage, so is the bullpen. Let's talk about it. So Luis Robert is very key for the White Sox. He's been by far the best player on this team, and it's not even all that close. But it's not just what he adds offensively, right? Because he's incredible defensively in center field. He's just one of the best players in baseball right now. But he sprained his right pinky just 2 days ago. That little finger. And is currently day-to-day. Now, the lineup hasn't come out yet. I wouldn't be shocked if he plays, right? This is not just, oh, if he plays, we're screwed, right? No. I assumed that he was going to play in this game, but gripping a bat against a guy like Corbin Burns when you have a sprained pinky, not going to be an ideal spot for him, or he might just be out of the lineup. And without him, or a diminished version of him, the White Sox are barreling towards the worst team in baseball. Now, Corbin Burns is one of the best pitchers in the sport. He ranks 3rd in Stuff Plus. You've heard of that stat before. Anthony comes on, that nerd Anthony. I'm also a nerd. I love Stuff Plus, which grades the physical characteristics of a pitch. Now, because his velocity is back, he's rocking a 3.36 expected ERA, which is in the 80th percentile, and he's been much better on the road, 3.00 ERA to 3.92 at home. He's facing a terrible White Sox team against righties. They have an 85 WRC plus in the last 2 weeks. They have an 82 WRC plus in the last 30 days. This season, they have an 83 WRC plus, tied for last in Major League Baseball. So basically, this White Sox offense is 17% below a league average offense against righties. And there's a strong possibility they'll be without Luis Robert. And even if he's in the lineup, he's not going to be fully healthy. Now, Corbin Burns and his win prop are very interesting. He's minus 140 to record a win. Now, what does that mean, right? You go to props, right? You go to pitcher props and you look at, all right, who's, going to get a win today? And they're normally plus money plays, right? Like, for example, let me try and find you another game where a team is like minus 175. Let's go. So I'm going on my sports book. And who's minus 175 today? Is there really? Okay, Astros, Angels. Same line, right? Astros, minus 175. Let's see what these two guys are to record a win, right? Justin Verlander, plus 120. Reed Detmers, plus 240. Well, in this game, Corbin Burns is minus 140 to get a win. Michael Kopech is plus 450 to get a win, right? Even if you go look at Dodgers versus Rockies, where they're minus 300, Lance Lynn is minus 135 to get a win. Now, it's not why I made the bet, right? A lot of different factors, but that's very, very intriguing. So on the flip side of Corbin Burns, we have Michael Kopech. So I like Kopech against teams who strike out all the time, right? He can be really effective when his stuff is playing and players and, hitters chase outside the zone. But he's been pitching pretty well also outside of a blow-up against the Braves. Now, why do I like the matchup, right? Because I just spoke about, teams that chase a lot, swing and miss a lot, could be a good matchup for Kopech. But the Brewers have the 4th lowest strikeout rate against righties in the last 2 weeks, 7th lowest in the last month, and they're around league average for the season. So they're not a team that's really going to strike out that much, and they're also not a team that's going to chase much. And Kopech just in general is due for tons of negative regression, right? We like his mid-4s ERA, sort of, but he's rocking a 5.63 expected ERA, which places him in the 7th percentile Major League Baseball. And a lot of that has to do with his 30th percentile hard hit rate and 3rd percentile walk rate. 3rd. There's 100 percentiles. He's in the 3rd. That's bad. In the last month against righties, right, the Brewers have the 12th highest hard hit rate and the 10th highest walk rate. So Kopech wants you to get to swing and miss. Brewers don't strike out. Kopech, the way to beat him is to take your base on balls and to hit the ball hard. And I just said Brewers are in the top 10 or top 12 in both of those things, right? So I was thinking about taking the White Sox team total under, but then I'm like, wait a minute, the Brewers They're slightly below average offense against righties over the full season, last 30, all that kind of stuff. But they have a good matchup today against Kopech, which is probably why Michael Kopech has a 3.5 earned run prop, and he's at 14.5 pitching outs. That's not good. All right. So both teams had an off day, right? So both bullpens are rested. Now, that gives the Brewers the advantage here because guess who's going to be available today? Devin Williams and his ERA below 2, expected ERA at 2.74. Joel Payamps, ERA below 2, expected ERA at 3.05. Abner Uribe, you probably saw him on Pitching Ninja throwing 99-mile-an-hour sinkers. Yeah, he's good today. And Hobie Milner, 3.31 expected ERA. Really good back end if they are fully rested, which they are for this matchup. So, and then on the other side, who do the White Sox have even fully rested? Gregory Santos, I like him. Aaron Bummer, can I interest you in Aaron Bummer? No, I don't think I can. So this is what I have. I have Corbin Burns, then I have a fully rested Brewers bullpen who are all legit. I have the better matchup against Kopech, and I have them coming off rest, and I have the White Sox coming off winning a series against the Yankees. Whenever they win, I'm just going to fade them because they suck. The model has the Brewers at minus 180. I price them at minus 210. They should be bigger favorites than this. I think the Brewers own every advantage here, and I want to fade the White Sox. Give me the Brewers by 2 or more. I would take this up to minus 115. But if we check BetMGM, I still think it's holding at minus 105. But also, you know what I find interesting too? Like Astros versus Angels, same money line. The minus 1.5 for the Astros, plus 115. Oh, now it's up to minus 110. CLV. Who cares? 5-cent move in our direction. Great. But like it doesn't matter. If it didn't move, wouldn't matter to me. Let's check. Let's just do one more check. Yeah, Brewers are minus 110. I would take it up to minus 115. They're winning by 7. All right. No, but I really do think, like, I've only taken 2 run lines. This is a spot where I absolutely love it. All right, St. Louis Cardinals versus the Kansas City Royals at 8:10 p.m. Eastern. The pitching matchup is Adam Wainwright versus Dylan Coleman. Now, Jake Hazen comes on and he says, I want to fade steam. And it's been working for him. And the Cardinals were catching steam. They opened at minus 110 and moved up to minus 130. Right? If I came on here and I was telling you the Cardinals, I got it at minus 110, you know that shit's losing. Good. Give me the Royals. I'll take them at plus 110 now. I'll pay to see if the Cardinals stay hot after their series win against the Rays. And I also like that the Royals just got shut out, right? So it's not just the baseball reasonings. We're taking a bunch of different things. Cardinals coming off a nice series win against the Rays. Royals just got shut out. They're traveling home to meet. Let's see who wins. So I got burned on the Royals in game 1 against the Red Sox. They are a horrible road team, and they've been continuing to struggle on the road. However, better at home, right? Rocking a 21-36 record at home. Not ideal, but it's much better than their 16-44 record on the road. So, an interesting stat that you might find enjoyable. So, since StatCast started tracking expected ERA, right? Because it's a StatCast metric, Wainwright is approaching historic levels of bad. In 2019, Edwin Jackson set the record for the worst expected ERA in the StatCast era at 8.02. Wainwright sits at 7.63. If the Cardinals were moderately competitive, I don't think they'd let Wainwright pitch every 5th day. However, last season, Cardinals are 11 games back of the division. You might as well let him throw against bad teams, right? He had a nice start against the Rockies. Didn't really go well for him, though. They scored 7 against him. You know, the Rockies rank in WRC plus last. I love him. Cardinals fans, I'm sorry. But at this point, like, we see it, right? Even with that 7-run performance in the last 2 weeks, Rockies ranked 27th to WRC plus against righties. Royals ranked 6th during that span, sitting with a 122 WRC plus. The Royals are an aggressive bunch. They want to swing. What does Wainwright do? Keeps the ball in the zone with a 12.2% strikeout rate, a laughably low number. They're going to make a ton of contact today. Also, all I hear is that the Cardinals might be getting hot. Are we sure the Cardinals bats are getting hot? Who'd they score off? Zach Littell, Kevin Kelly, and Jalen Beeks. I'm staring at my producer right now. Like, are you kidding? They faced a great pitcher in Eflin. Guess what they did, Javi? They got shut out. Before that, they faced a bunch of Rockies pitchers. And then they faced the Twins, got shut down in 2 of them, but they crushed Joe Ryan, right? Joe Ryan is now on the IL because he was obviously hurt during that game. The Cardinals have a 99 WRC plus in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching with those opponents. You cannot convince me that they're hot right now. Now, could they win? Of course they could. But you can't convince me that they're hot because of this series win against the Rays. I would actually argue the bats are slowing down. They have a 116 WRC plus. They have a 116 WRC plus in the last 30 days, 99 in the last 2 weeks. So by that math, they're getting worse, right? However, the Royals are dogs for a reason. They're going to face a horrible Royals bullpen today, right? The Royals bullpen ain't any good, but it's rested. It's rested, right? The Cardinals have a 103 WRC plus against lefties and will most likely get Angel Zerpa, who's going to be following Dylan Coleman. Excuse me. I know Coleman has a 10 ERA. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a moron. I see his ERA at 10.50 billion, right? But he's an opener. That's skewed because he allowed 6 earned runs in less than an inning to the Rangers earlier in the season. Outside of that, yeah, does he give up a run in the first inning and then maybe get unscathed through 2? Probably. Like, he's not very good. I'm not relying on him, right? And realistically, Angel Zerpa's not that good either. But the total is at 11, right? Runs will be scored. The Royals' offense has been much better than the Cardinals. The Royals have been much better at home. And I think Wainwright is worse than a bad Royals bullpen. I really do, right? Because at least the Royals can mix and match here and give them different looks. Wainwright's the same look. And shout out Javon. He actually pointed out this stat to me because, like, I like going in depth to, like, individual pitches, but I think there's too much variance there where I like looking at righties versus the lineup. But he did point this out. Adam Wainwright has the 7th worst pitch. Not just 7th worst sinker, 7th worst pitch in Major League Baseball. You know where the Royals rank against sinkers? 3rd. I think they destroy him, right? And, like, let's say, for example, how many Cardinals games have this chat watched this year? Let's say the Cardinals beat the crap out of these Royals arms early. Wainwright's going to give up runs, right? The last time he faced him, he gave up 9 hits and 3 earned. Let's say the Cardinals are up. Are we not okay with the Royals comeback late in the game off this Cardinals bullpen that is obsessed with blowing leads? The model has the Royals at minus 134. It's a little bit obsessive. I think this should just be a pick 'em, right? I think this is a pick 'em. I think it's minus 110 both sides. But we're getting plus 110. That's where I see the value here. That's why I'm betting the Royals. I think this game is like a relative coin flip. The fact that they're plus 110, no. Give me the Royals as long as they are plus money. Let's check BetMGM because I bet this when the books, they steamed up the Cardinals. So now it's down to plus 105. So we saw a 5-cent buyback. Sure. I mean, like, I would bet them as long as they are plus money. Time for home runs. So we got the Royals money line and we got the Brewers by 2 or more. All right, let's do homers. Producer Cohen, bring up the home runs. Torque being up here is so fascinating. Oh, no, I already picked mine. Look at Jorge Polanco just hiding up here. Where have you been? Where have you been, Jorge Polanco? Jorge Polanco? Yep, no need to scroll. Producer Cohen. No need to scroll. Jorge Polanco. Chat, what is Jorge Polanco doing up here? What is he doing up here? What about Royals over 4.5 earned runs? I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I've said that before, and I'm going to say this again. You can take the over in the team total, or if they score 5 runs, like, there is a good chance they're winning the game, right? And I got a plus money versus that's going to be like minus 120 or something. Peter, very important question. Lynn being minus 135 to record a win. Is that encouraging for Lynn backers? Not really, just because, like, they're minus 300 on the money line. So that's what it should be. But that's what I'm saying here. Burns is minus 140. Verlander with the same line is plus 120. That's a 60-cent difference. That's what I'm saying here. I see this being an 8-6 game. Yeah, if you are more comfortable just taking Royals bats, I do not blame you. However, I think they win the game. So I'm on them at plus 110. But however you want to take them. Is it Yelich Day? No, I don't think I like the Brewers offense today, but it's more, I don't think the White Sox are going to score anything. And I think the Brewers do enough, right? 3.5 earned runs. Let's say they get to 3 runs, 2 more runs off the bullpen. I think this is a 5-2 type game. So that's where I'm at on that one. We good? So my home run pick, center in. Jorge Polanco is going to hit a home run today off Christopher Sanchez, and he's going to hit it to right field. No, left field. Left field home run, Jorge Polanco. Later ball, Jorge Polanco. That's the home run pick from Stream today. I wouldn't take Yelich because Kopech might walk him 4 times. That's honestly, that's Brandon, our graphics guy, kills it every single day, and he knows his White Sox. Brandon, curious, any thoughts on this game? Brandon, from our White Sox guy? Before we welcome on Ollie 1 unit. And by Ollie 1 unit, I mean Ollie half unit. Brandon, let me know. Brandon. Nope. Brandon? All right, whatever. Brandon, you lost your turn. Mid-majors first. Oh, mid-majors first. Is he here? Yeah. Well, where is he? Burns will absolutely shove. Kopech might go 3 2/3. Brewers by 5. Brandon. That's my guy right there. Burns will absolutely shove. Yeah. Should we? No, we got too little of time to do the giveaway. But we got Ollie 1 unit sitting right there. Look at Brandon's picture, Javi. No, do you see SpongeBob with the White Sox hat?
Well done, Mr.
Well done, Brandon. Absolutely well done. What's everybody else on? Do people like the plays? They hate the plays? They fading? They tailing? What's up? Fading, tailing, what do we think? Because the reason I ask, guys, whenever we're doing a $50 giveaway, which we are going to do at the end of the stream, everybody in chat is saying bang. But then when I ask, what do you want? You like to play, it's crickets. Brewers, everything, Brewers, tailing. Let's go. Like him. Any thoughts on the Braves game? So I do think, my brain thinks that the Mets have value. Am I betting on the Mets? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Run line are scary. Jamal, I couldn't agree with you more. I've taken 2 this year. That's why it's my 3rd. But it could lose. I mean, it's just the way they'll land. Thoughts on Rays? So I've heard a lot of people are obsessed with the Rays, and a lot of smart people are obsessed with the Rays. I see value in Cleveland just because I don't think it should be plus 180, right? But at the same time, it probably should be plus 160. So it's not that much value. I just wouldn't. I think the Rays are slightly overvalued. Do I still think they win? Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at on that one, right? A lot of games I'm in that situation, right? Like Red Sox Tigers over, just the Red Sox game in general. The Red Sox are priced correctly. It's probably what they should be, right? I thought when I looked at the game, I was like, oh, it's probably minus 140, plus 120. I go to the book. It's exactly what it is. So again, any thoughts? Jays day. Yeah, I think the Jays are properly priced too. Right? I could think the Jays are going to win, but if I don't see value in the price, then I just kind of stay away. Is it time for mid-major?
It is time.
Mid-major. How did we do last time on stream? How are we?
Flash the fucking leaderboard and tell me.
Flash the leaderboard for the people. Look at my man. Look at my man in the green. Hey! I mean, people are I'm just trying to think of great comebacks in the history of sports. 28-3, Patriots over Falcons.
I mean, some are saying this is better than that.
Some are saying that.
Some are saying that. Because at the end of this month, my name's not going to be that low in the green. That's a guarantee, Peter.
You know what I think really changed it for you, and then you changed it back and just kept winning anyway?
What's that?
Lid Lager.
Yeah, but I also stopped betting on the Phillies and the White Sox, so that fucking helped. That helped a lot.
All right, let's get into the plays. What do we
Yeah,
got?
first one. I'm a huge fan.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice shirt.
No, it's too fucking late for that, Peter. No.
Nice shirt.
No, nice try though.
Okay.
I dress myself, unlike you and DJen and your girlfriends, so and then your wife. So this is just all my aesthetic. But anyways, we'll get into it.
It does look like you picked it up.
We can come back to me. I'm pretty upset now.
Get into why the Miami Marlins are going over 4.5.
Under. Can you?
I saw the graphic.
Oh, I understand. Okay. Well, the Yankees fucking suck, Peter, and because they suck so bad, the Fish are going to score a shit ton of runs today. I think the Yankees win the game today. The one thing they do well is they hit the ball hard against left-handed pitchers, and Jesus Luzardo's issue is that he lets. I'm not on the money line, so I won't go into that. But the Marlins have been the worst team in the league against right-handed pitchers at hitting with runners in scoring position.
Yes.
Not only that, they're not hitting the ball hard against right-handed pitchers. Not only that, they have one of the worst xFIPs and worst WOBAs against right-handed pitching since the All-Star break. I'm actually a big fan of you guys throwing a bullpen pen today. I am in love with your bullpen. It has been one of the top 5 bullpens in every aspect.
Number 1 in ERA. That's the only stat in Major League Baseball that we are number 1 in. It's bullpen ERA. Peripherals, not as much. ERA.
And almost every single bullpen arm you're going to throw today is going to be a right-handed pitcher. I love the matchup. Jesus Luzardo, I think you guys win the game, honestly. But what I more so think is going to happen, because I don't know how much we could trust the Yankees bats. I want to trust your arms. And what I do know is going to happen is the Yankees are going to pitch extremely well today, and the Fish are going to continue to be poverty, and they're not going to hit the ball well. And I do not think they score 5 runs. And I think I got this at an excellent value. They had to price Jesus Luzardo at -140 against the Yankees. I don't think they win the game though.
He's also at
exactly.
So
I don't know what else you could put this at. But again, the one thing the Yankees do well is left-handed pitches. They hit him hard. Jesus Luzardo has been hit hard lately. So I think you guys. It's a low-scoring game. I think you guys get the lead early. With that being said, you guys throw your best arms, which is a bunch of right-handers, which is the Fish could just not hit right now.
I am curious though, because I thought you gave a great pitch on kind of the whole game, but you're just siding with the Marlins team total. I am curious why you didn't go with the value on the Yankees at like +120 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm actually playing that on my book for the contest because I am gonna win those World Series tickets. I know this is gonna win, so I'm just doing that.
Fair enough, more than fair. All
if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. You're more confident. Your most confident cap of this game is the Marlins not scoring. Like,
correct.
You're not totally sold on the Yankees scoring. But
yes,
the reason why you like the Yankees is because you think the Marlins don't score very much, so makes all the sense in the world.
Absolutely.
Now, why are the Orioles not going to score today?
Do you know the worst team since the All-Star break? The team that's performed the worst against right-handed pitchers on the road.
Orioles?
By far, Peter.
Wow.
By far.
I didn't know that.
Do you want to guess how many home runs they've hit on the road since the All-Star break in 158 plate appearances?
I'm going to go with 0.
They've hit 1.
Okay. 1.
And the one thing, as we know, has been Luis Castillo's biggest issue is lefties that hit home runs. And what the Orioles have shown us lately is they have not hit home runs.
Yeah, they have two. They have 2 who could do it, Ryan O'Hearn, Adley. And
they just haven't done it since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
And what they have done, though, is they've increased their strikeout percentage to near 33% on the road against right-handed pitchers. So I think Castillo absolutely shoves tonight. I think he's probably going to get hit hard, but he doesn't allow a lot of opposite power, or I guess it's not opposite, never mind. But against the left-handed pitchers, he's performed extremely well of late. His underlying numbers are fantastic, but again, for some reason, he's just allowing home runs. But against the lineup that's just not hitting hard lately, I think it's this phenomenal value. So I think he deals at the same time. The Seattle Mariners have had 2 days off this week, Monday and Thursday. So their bullpen that has been fantastic since the All-Star break is completely fresh, completely rested. The money on this game is going to the over, and it went from 7.5 to 8.5, almost 8 pushed to the over. It's now back to 7.5. So that money, that early steam that moved, the books no longer respect it. It's protecting itself by going back to the under, and I love this play.
Fair enough. I bet you got early steam from sharps on the over, pushed it all the way back up. then you got other sharps being like, well, I have the total at 8. I'm getting the hook.
Yeah.
Bringing it back down. It's probably
Well, it's
what
that, but not only, I wouldn't say just stripes, but even just public betting. Castillo was dog shit his last start. He allows 700 runs, 10 hits in 6 innings.
And you see Gibson on the other side. People can
Yeah, 4.5 ERA. It makes
Mariners
sense,
offense getting hot. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
But how many 7.5 totals have we seen this year, Peter, of late? Barely any.
Yeah, and with Gibson, and I find it interesting. Question for you, because I think this is your last play, right?
One more.
I'll ask it after. Go ahead.
No, ask it. It's in the conversation, I believe, right? Part of the conversation.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah. I mean, I'm setting on Mariners over 87.5. Now, of course, I have them futures like win the pennant, World Series, all that kind of good stuff. I like the 87.5 number right now. They got to go 26-22 the rest of the way to go over to finish with 88 wins.
Why shouldn't you? They've been playing fantastic.
Because I mean, a month ago, everyone thought the Mariners were dead. I thought the Mariners were dead. Were you watching them play? Yeah. So it's like now it's wait a minute.
But they've been fantastic lately. Fantastic. They've been hitting. They've been pitching. Their bullpen has been lights out. After getting rid of Paul Sewald, Brash and Munoz have been disgusting with those sliders. Disgusting. But their bats have been hitting. You know, the one issue we've talked about it with a couple big heads. They did shit all the first 3-4 months of the season. Now they're just performing to expectation, if not above expectations. I was completely wrong on J.P. Crawford. He's a fantastic number 1 hitter. He does not strike out. He sees pitches and he makes contact, man. And I think that's been a lot more beneficial for Julio to get out of as much as he swings to see those pitches in front of him and to have somebody on base. I gotta like 87.5.
Interesting comment here. Mariners are dog shit. They've been beating up on the Red Sox, Angels, and Padres all mid. This is a big time series. Like, let's see what you got. Mariners,
absolutely.
Orioles. Let's see if how that take ages. Now the Orioles sweep them. You might be right. Mariners win the series.
But you know something I've been preaching. Something I've been preaching is the Orioles' regression. Not so much the bats, but their pitching. You know, Peter. There's a reason they got Flaherty. Their pitching just cannot sustain what they're doing. Their bullpen. They're all super young. We saw 2 games. One game where Bautista absolutely blew up against the Astros. Almost a second game. 2 out of 3 games in a row. He's a young arm, man. He's getting stressed more so and deep in stressful situations more than he's ever seen in his life. Same thing with Yennier Cano. If they're not performing at all-star level performances every single outing, I mean, I don't think their pitching holds up. Perhaps their bats do. I don't think their pitching can though.
Fair enough. Let's move on to play number 3. Rangers.
Yeah, I think the Giants are fake sharp. They're cute. Why they open a favorite to dog or their dog to favorite now? They're -110. I don't give a fuck, Peter. The 2 things.
I don't give a fuck. I think the Giants could be that sharp play that hits today. Like, you know, Pirates Reds. Everyone's talking about the game. Everyone's on the Pirates now. I think the Pirates are going to lose. I think at first I was like, but I didn't bet the Rangers. But I had a similar. I was like, oh, maybe the Giants one. And then I looked into it more. I'm like, the Rangers are going to fuck them up. Like
every baseball statistic outside of John Gray tells you that the offense is going to absolutely rake the bullpen for the Giants. And in my head, I can argue that this line makes sense because in the last 10.1 innings, do you know how many runs John Gray has given up?
Like 100.
9. So you're close. Yeah. But he has a 5.5 ERA since the All-Star break. He has a 9 ERA in the last 2. It's 9 plus something ERA in the last 10 innings. He's been dog shit. So why not? Also, do you know the Giants' record when they have a bullpen day?
No.
18-10.
Wow.
They've been fantastic. Yeah. So I'm getting an 18-10 team performing excellent when they have a bullpen day against a Rangers team who just lost 0-2 at the Oakland Athletics. But that's one of the reasons I love Texas. Do you know how far it is from Oakland, from the Coliseum to the San Francisco Giants Stadium today?
Like how far the distance is?
Yeah, time-wise.
It's like 30 minutes.
Hour and 15 with traffic.
Hour 15 with traffic.
They were here 3 days, Tuesday through Thursday, Monday through Wednesday. Had a day off yesterday. They were rested. I love the Rangers. They absolutely mashed the sinker for one of the best sinker hitting teams. This is what what Scott Alexander primarily throws. But per reports, Stripling should be the bulk reliever, which Stripling is just awful. His four seam is not good. He throws slider changeups mostly. The best slider hitting team, Texas Rangers. One of the best changeup hitting teams, Texas Rangers. I don't care how much the Giants have gotten dog to fave. It's This reminds me of when the Oakland A's opened up the Rockies as a small favorite and went to a dog, and the Athletics just kicked the shit out of the Rockies. The Giants are a bad team. You know how many hits and how many runs the Giants scored outside of the top of the ninth against Carlos Estevez in our series against the Angels in the next 26 innings? Would you like to guess?
You always tell me this. I never have the answer. Just tell me.
Well, you're smart as fuck, Peter. You should know all this stuff.
I don't know. I don't know these specific stats that you looked up this morning. I don't know.
I'm just trying to prove my point because I want everyone to be on my side. They had in 26 innings outside the top of the ninth when Carlos Estevez couldn't throw a strike and was dog shit. They had 16 hits, 8 earned runs. They cannot hit a slider. They cannot hit a fastball. That's all John Gray throws. And once you get past John Gray of 2 or 3 earned runs, the Rangers bullpen has been fantastic lately, and they're also rested. I think the Giants are dog shit. They've been overperforming all year. The Rangers, I did not believe in them until recently. It's the Rangers for me. The Giants are cute. I'm not getting cute today. It's the Rangers all the way.
More than fair. Mid-major, consistent W's. How about we got a possible like almost 7-unit day from you if you sweep?
I will be in the top 3 by Monday.
Why not us, mid-major? Keep it going, my friend. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
See you, brother.
See you later. All right, we got Ollie half unit on. We got delicate Ollie half unit.
Full units today.
I take it back.
Yeah. So you know how that's gonna end.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate
you're
it.
Welcome. Good looking guy. Oakland, Washington under 9.
Yeah,
this game's gonna be awesome to watch.
Let's get gross right off the rip. Game of the day: Jonah Doan versus Paul Blackburn. Now, I faded Jonah Doan in his first start because I said, "Oh my God,
Jonah Doan,
he's back." And you know what happened? He was perfect through 6 innings in his first start against the Reds. So, although the Oakland A's are one of the better road right-handed hitting teams lately, surprisingly.
What a sentence.
If we want to get into specifics, I think this game gets pretty gross and the pitching holds up. Nobody wants to bet this game in the first place. It's a net like.
No, Jake Hazen texted me today. He's like, I kind of like the A's.
A lot of people like the A's.
I was like, I'd rather claw my eyes out. He was like, you used to love these games. I'm like, there's a limit here. A's, Nats, there's a limit on my loving gross games. Like, this game is the worst.
It's really bad. There's like 3 major league players on the field today.
But the thing is, I did bet on the A's Rocky series. I don't know. I just looked at these two and I was like, all right, Adone, he never knew where the ball was going in his first year. That's why but he did in his last start. So, and he went back to the minors. Like,
a little surprising. He surprised the shit out of me.
He has really nasty stuff. It's just the problem is why we always faded him is because he would walk 9 guys a game
and then throw a fastball down the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And but I like this under. I do because I think it's
kind of nasty
because these guys
plus
suck,
100.
But they don't suck.
So you have a little push insurance if it's like, 5-4, you have a push insurance.
This game's probably pushing. It's such a bad game that it's pushing.
Yeah, probably. So it'll probably be 4-4, and the Nats will walk it off in the 9th for a push or something like that, And another thing is just like over 9 is such a weird number to take for that reason. It pushes a lot and it loses 4-3 a lot. For whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe it's just the ones that I target and single out, these 9.5s where I just need to get 4-4 or something.
You're
and it
so
pushes.
right. You're so right. The 9.5s always go over. The 9s, I feel like always go under. It's like so this weird thing where it's like, 9.5, that's a lot of runs, goes over. 9s, like it's such a key number. It just always ends 5-4, 4-3.
Or 6, or like George says in the chat, or 6-2, or
6-2,
or 7-1, or like I don't know,
whatever variation.
So it's a nobody wants to bet this game, obviously, but I think both offenses are going to be stagnant today. We'll see how it goes. If
I were to take the under, though, I would have gone first 5. You want to deal with these bullpens?
You want to deal with these starters?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Correction, you don't want to deal with these starters.
I had
you don't want to deal with these games.
I don't know if you were watching, probably not, but I had A's money line versus the Rangers, and they were winning. and then they threw in Danny Jimenez, who hasn't thrown since April 16th, immediately blew it. And I was like,
Classic.
we just threw like in the A's bullpen, a guy who couldn't make the A's bullpen just got put in with a lead against the Rangers.
It's baseball.
Can we be
for
better?
you. I mean, bad teams do bad things.
Bad
Pete.
teams
We've
do
been
bad
there. Well,
But that's really
can you
bad.
blame Mark Kotsay is a manager over there now, right? Like, can you blame him? I mean, talk about
I
a guy
could blame
that's
him for
cooking
that.
with nothing.
I could blame him for throwing a guy who couldn't make your own bullpen in a lead against a division rival. I can blame him for that.
Okay.
All right. Well, doesn't matter. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I actually do like this play. like it's not just like a EOY in this game. I think the Rays come out firing today against Xavier Curry, who's got very scary underlying stats opposed to his service numbers. And on top of that, we've got a little Savali revenge game. I think the Rays bat to wake up at home today. Now, people have been saying this for about a month, so maybe I'm falling on a sword here, but so be it. Pretty simple play to me. Pretty square, pretty baseball brainy, pretty boring, but I think the first 5 minus a half, minus 135 is a good play.
I think Cardinals money line yesterday was the sharpest play of the year.
Of the year?
Of the year, and I'll tell you why. Matthew Liberatore has been getting destroyed. He got destroyed by a Twins lineup who at the time was the second to last ranked team against lefties. He goes into Tampa after Littell just had a good outing. 7 shutty. Cardinals win that game as a plus 160 dog. Like, there have been bigger dogs who won before, but I think that was I didn't play it, obviously. But I think that was the sharpest play of the year. Cardinals money line with Liberatore going to see the Rays who kill lefties. I think that was the sharpest play of the year. Because
you had
the
it.
Rays going to lose a series against the Cardinals. Cardinals 1-2, sharpest play of the year.
And because you had it, so.
I didn't have it. No, I'm saying I didn't bet that game.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
no,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. I just think that if anyone played that, pat yourself on the back. I think it was the sharpest play of the year.
Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah. Just my opinion. Miami, New York.
Yeah, so after Matt came on and just trashed and sucked off the Yankees bullpen and trashed on the Marlins offense, I think we get runs down there in Miami tonight. He did make points that I agree on. The Yankees, if they do anything well lately, it's been hitting the ball hard against lefties. So against Jesus Luzardo, they're not taking any walks. The Yankees aren't, which is kind of concerning to me in this scenario because Luzardo, when he is not on his game, is when he's going against teams that are patient and make him work deep in the count and issue a few walks, which Yankees haven't been doing lately. But they've been putting the bat on the ball for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's because Gleyber Torres is scorched earth right now for that month of the year that he just goes crazy and people believe in him and then he goes back to his regular self.
Stop. He's been good this year.
He's been solid.
He's been great. I think he's been a top 5 second baseman.
Well, second basemen stink in the
Exactly.
MLB.
That's
Yeah.
all. I just said top 5 second baseman.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He's no Brian Dozier, but we'll take what we can get.
Dozier was so good there. Dozier had a 6 WAR season.
Yeah, he had like 45 bombs. It was like, what? Fantasy baseball god that year.
Literally.
God, he was unbelievable.
I agree.
Anyways, I think we get runs down there. Speaking of second baseman that hit home runs, shout out Dan Ugla, Miami Marlin.
Shout out Dan Ugla.
Shout out Dan Ugla.
We could be here all day if we just start naming
Yeah,
players.
okay, so I'll stop.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, opening the series with a bullpen game on the road, I think they're going to get to 1 or 2 of those guys. I don't think the Marlins are just going to get decimated by them. Maybe they will. I don't know. But this was half plums, half some data backed it up that I looked at that I liked. So I said, all right, I'm going with it.
LCLV, though, because it's down to 8, so you already lost the bet.
That's fine. I'll move on.
All right. Those are your 3, right? You got one more?
Yeah, those are the 3. And we're not doing a prop thing today?
No, I kind of forgot. It's
all
kind
right.
of on me. We were supposed to, and I completely forgot. So it's just on me.
Yeah, good job. Good host.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right,
nice
good luck.
shirt.
Yeah,
Nice
I like your shirt too. Good luck on
Thanks.
this next pitch. You guys are gonna be here for a while, so I'm gonna hang up and listen.
Sounds good. Don't you kind of like the this color hat with this color shirt? Kind of looks nice.
You're asking I'm wearing literally a white T-shirt, Pete. I have no fashion sense whatsoever.
Well, neither does Matt. So we'll talk to you later. All right.
Okay.
All right. See ya. Okay. Who we got next?
Back.
Round of applause.
2 words. 2 words. Back. How about it?
2 words. Back.
Here's the deal, ladies and gents.
Here's the deal.
I'm out. Okay, I'm retiring from the stream. It's been a good run.
Don't flash the
Transparency is key.
leaderboard. Don't.
We don't need to flash. No flashing needed. Okay. I'm retiring from this stream. Look, every time I come on here, I feed cake. And I hope you guys have taken advantage of it. I really do. I hope you have, faded all these plays. 40 units. Insane. All right. I'm going to lay out every play I like today. All 7. All right. 3 units each. Absolute deploying everything. Okay. Yeah. Soft. I bet. Yeah, I bet. I'm deploying everything. The
No,
kitchen's
but
sink.
didn't we agree, though? If you have a great day, you'll be back. But if you go negative, that's when you'll retire. Didn't we agree on
Let's
that?
see the gambling gods. Let's see them do their
Like, what if
jobs,
you go
okay?
7-0 here? What, you done?
If I go 7-0, I'll be back. I'll be back on Monday.
All right, what's the worst that you could do so you'll be back? How about if you go 5-2 or better? You have
5-2, I'm back.
5-2.
5-2, I'm back.
Even 4-3,
Sure.
you're up 3 units.
Shit, if I'm feeling good, even 4-3,
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll
Who
see.
knows?
7
But I'm
plays,
retiring.
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I could pull a Brett Favre down the line and maybe unretire, but I am retiring from the stream. It's been a great run. Nothing personal. I just come up here and feed cake. You know the drill. It is what it is. I'm cursed on here. It is what
But
it is.
once we get
7
into
plays
NFL
today, let's
season,
fade 'em.
once we get into NFL season, we're going to start doing NFL plays. We're not going to do a
yeah.
competition for the NFL.
Yeah.
Because this is a baseball stream, but we're still going to be
Yeah.
talking NFL plays and doing kind of the same thing. So we'll get you on for NFL, which starts in like 4 weeks.
Well, I'm down for that.
Perfect.
100%. Let's go over these plays. Not going to do a crazy sell job for all these. I know Ollie wants them. I could take my time, though, if Ollie wants me to stay on and pitch these for a while. We got like 30 minutes? How long we got? Let's go to Oakland. Or you want to do Giants first? Are we working
Let's do
backwards
Giants.
here?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll work backwards. Let's go Giants. One of the sharpest bets on the board today. I know you can get behind this one. It's nasty, okay? Anytime the Rangers aren't really a heavy favorite at this point, I want to fade automatically. And Gray's been pretty freaking good. And Alexander's a random McGee with a 4 ERA, lefty. I want to back him. And the Giants, who have been mids against the Red Hot Rangers, barely at an underdog, I'll take it. Give me the ML. I'm taking the bait. Give me it.
We were just talking about with mid-major Matt. I was talking on stream with you. I had the same kind of opinion where I'm like, I think the Pirates are fake sharp, and fake sharp is just a stupid term, but I'm just using it because people know what I mean.
Yep.
Giants money line. I actually felt like that was the quote unquote sharp play.
This could be the real
But at
sharp
the same time, yeah, I do think the Rangers are going to end up winning this game. I don't know.
They're really good. The Giants aren't. We'll see what happens. A lot of games. Who knows? Giants
Yeah.
ML, first play. Let's move.
Can't rush greatness from
You
Larry.
cannot rush greatness, Larry. He gets it. Ollie doesn't get it as much. He's got to work on it. Larry Beeman, he gets it. Okay?
He gets
We move. Let's go to Colorado. Team total under 2.5. This is gross. It is what it is. Look, Lance Lynn on Prize Picks, he's at like 41.5 fantasy score.
Crazy.
I think he throws an absolute gem. I think he's back. He has a reason to be back. He's pitched great in his last 2 outings, and the Rockies are dead. Okay? They are atrocious. What a rat shit organization, I'm just going to say. They are.
So bad.
They're not scoring 3 runs today. I don't care who they're facing. Lance Lynn, Syndergaard, Manoah could go up there and probably hold them to 2. Okay, plain and simple. Give me the Rockies to not do squat tonight, fading them offensively.
Could you imagine if like Manoah comes back and faces the Rockies, he's got a 1.5 earned run score?
Yeah, that'd be a new.
All right, D-backs. Yes.
D-backs.
This
Yeah, nasty.
sucks. Yeah,
This is a crap.
I like it. I actually like this play.
This is the crowd's play. Tell me why the Padres are debatably one of the most public teams of the day today, and that line has not moved an inch.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Not a speck. Give me a
Couldn't agree
break.
with you more. I almost
don't
kind of
think-
want to bet it.
Yeah, I think you probably should.
Our producer right now, Javi, who's filling in for Cohen, Padres
Oh,
fan,
yeah.
is just going like this.
Yeah, he gets it. He
Yeah.
gets it. Snell squares on Prize Picks are weirdly low. I don't know. I'm
No.
fading them. I want to take Nelson for some reason tonight, but it's mainly just betting the D-backs and their bats against Snell, who Snell looked human in his last outing. He did. Padres did have players only meeting for 20 minutes. You've got to be kidding me.
No, that's great. What did they talk about?
No, because when the Twins had a players meeting, they went on a little bit of a run. That's honestly what they probably needed to do. I wish they did not do that.
Who's going to be the leader to step up in that clubhouse, Javi?
No, they're all just going to stand up and bitch at each other probably.
Oh, Javi just said he says they've had 5 players only meetings this year.
Oh, good. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
We're
I
good.
mean, who's going to take charge?
Imagine Juan Soto saying, I want to go play for a contender. That's why I'm turning down generational wealth and maybe the fattest contract in sports history to go play for the Padres and then to suck just as bad as the Nats. Imagine.
Yep. Imagine.
Imagine.
Couldn't be the Nats.
Wait, no, I can't imagine it. It's actually real life. It's right in front of us.
Oh.
Wild.
Play
Insane.
number 4.
Next play. We move. St. Louis, Kansas City. Okay, I know you like the Royals ML. I'm fine with it too, man. The more I've looked at it today, the more I think the Wainwright's probably going to get lit up. But I think it'll be both sides. I want runs in this game. Total's still creeping up. I'm seeing, juice up to -115 some places now. Give me runs. Waino's toast. I'm with you, Peter. I think they're only really throwing him because they need somebody to eat up innings.
Yep.
He's going for 200 wins. Okay, people are also sleeping on that. 200 career wins. And they got nobody else to throw. They stink, right? Okay, you're right. And also the Royals, like their pitching situation tonight is cake.
Sucks.
And
Yeah.
I trust the Cardinals bats right this second. Right this second I do. Give me the over. We're getting tons of runs in Kansas City.
Fair enough. Play number 11.
Yeah, literally. Blue Jays ML, my favorite play of the day. I don't even know why, just in my gut. I just love this play. So it's definitely not hitting. Fade this one, chat. This is the one to start. Toronto ML. I absolutely love Barrios, and I want to fade Assad. Assad has been weirdly good recently. We talked about this earlier.
Remember him in the WBC? WBC Assad?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure. Yeah, he's nice. And they're starting to extend him a little bit. He's starting to be like a real starter a little bit now. And I don't think that's good for him because he is starting to give up some runs. And I want to fade against Barrios and this offense and this Toronto offense that has a bazillion prize pick squares up for them back in that they're going to do something today. That's a great sign. Whenever you see that, a lot of squares up, great sign. Cubs don't have squad up. I think Assad gets rocked. Barrios does enough. I like the over, but I like Toronto and the ML better. They win this game.
I also agree. Ed Tucker is saying, oh, fuck, never mind. It's not Jays Day anymore. I agree with Krabs. I think the Blue Jays win this game. I do.
Well, then they're definitely caked.
Okay. Might be true. All right. Go to play number 15.
We move. Yeah, what are we at?
I don't know.
LA. Sure. This one is gross. Not for the faint of heart, but a play shouldn't be. Okay. This is mainly a Verlander fade. And if I could have taken first 5 team total, I would have, Pete, but I don't think it was on there. So I'm taking the team total. All right. They're going to get 4 runs. They'll get 3 runs at least against Verlander. They had that weird 2.5 square up on prize pick. So he'll give up at least 3. I trust the rest of the offense to get at least 1 more run in the rest of that game. I don't think Verlander's going to be that sharp. Weird square they have there. And I want to back Shohei, who's also up there for TBs when he's been a little bit cold. And this Angels offense to get going. They have Rengifo up for hit run RBIs. Weird sign. I think prize picks showing their hand a little bit. And I want to back runs from LA against Verlander, who's been nails recently. Nails.
More than fair.
Yeah. Nasty play.
I'm also, you got one more, I think. Bruce Gunn. Does he have one more? Yep.
I might.
Oh.
Do we even have to share this one?
Yes, please.
Well, this one's definitely not hitting because I'm a Nats fan. And every time I bet against them or on them, the opposite outcome happens. So chat, star that one as well. And we're getting late line movement towards the Nats. Anyways, I like Oakland in this game. I do. And, hey, this happened last time Oakland opened up a favorite, Pete. It did, and it didn't matter. The A's ended up winning by like 7 in that game, and I should have nuked them, and I did, and I got scared. Okay. Today I'm not getting scared. Today I'm fading Jonah Doan. Jonah Doan stinks. He might have changed some stuff around, Pete, but I know my Nats, man. Yeah. And he's not our guy of the future. Love him to death. He's awesome. For some reason,
you love him to death? You love him
to
death?
No, I do. He's like a fan favorite on Nats Twitter. I can't even explain it, but he just is. Like I really like the guy.
He's nasty.
He has great pitches, but he has no idea where those pitches are going, and he only really has 2 pitches. Maybe he's added another one. I don't know. Maybe that's what you're talking about. But the guy is not that guy. He's not one of our pitchers of the future. He's coming up. He's eating innings. He's performed pretty well since he's been up. I don't expect that to continue. They had that earn run square up on prize picks. I want to fade a down today. That total's high, and it's moving up. I was debating between the over and Oakland, but I'm sticking with my gut here. Anytime the Athletics open up as a favorite, I want it. I don't care what the scenario is. Only the second time this has happened recently in the last couple months. I'm in. I'm backing them. I'm fading my Nats. Hate to do it, but we suck at home, Pete. We suck at home. So if Abrams doesn't hit 4 home runs, the Athletics will win this game. All right?
Can you imagine you come back to stream on Monday because you went from down 42 units to like minus 21 units because you went 7-0?
Let's do it. Why not us, Pete?
Why not us, Krabs?
Sure. Come on. Hey, I hope to be back. That's a good-looking leaderboard right there if I've ever seen it.
Great-looking leaderboard.
Love it. Colby holding it down there at the bottom. Colby, it'll be okay, bro. It'll be okay down there. Keep your head up.
Oh, hey, don't show that one. Krabs, W per usual. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Right?
Showing up. Look, it
Getting
is what it
shit.
is.
Like, imagine if you were on stream and you were down 14 units. Would you show up? Probably not. This guy showed
Look,
up.
I wish it went better. I really do. My picks on here are cursed. I'll be back for football. Hopefully the gambling gods are in my favorite tonight, and I'll be back on Monday. But
I think you're going 5-2. I think you'll be back
up to them. We'll be seeing.
We'll be
All
seeing.
right, boys. Good luck tonight. Have a great weekend.
Favorite play from yours? Oh, he's got now. Favorite play from Krabs? I actually do like the Diamondbacks. I almost played them. I was this close. The problem is, you guys know I hate Ryan Nelson. I hate him. If it was any other Diamondbacks pitcher, I would be on him because I think weirdly Blake Snell gets hit today. But I also think Ryan Nelson gets hit today. So we'll see. Who's next? California Wager. Is he farming out here?
Enjoying some sunshine.
We need you to farm for some winners.
We've been on a hot streak, so we can keep rolling it.
What do you got?
All right, so first game of the day, I've got Phillies. I am taking them on the money line today. As much as I do not like the starting pitching, I do like what the Phillies are doing right now, 8-3 in their last 11. And they do catch a team who's playing really well right now. You know, Detroit is playing. Excuse me, I mixed up my two games. I do like the Phillies right now, though. I like what they're doing, and they're catching a Twins team that is struggling right now. They come off getting swept. I think that there's a chance for this Phillies team to continue rolling that forward. I like the offense, even without Harper for the time being, but I do think that that they have enough to get it done. And I'm riding momentum right now with this Phillies team, who's playing really well.
Good shit. I mean, Keuchel.
Prove it, right? Exactly. Let's see.
I agree. It's kind of like you can take my money if you prove that you're actually back, or you're not back, and I win.
Yeah, he had a great game. You know, his first game back, he threw the ball well, but does that continue? You're on the road against what is a tough opponent, especially playing in Philly. So I think it's going to be a battle to say the least.
Good stuff. Play number 2.
Next game up, I have got the Red Sox on the run line. I'm a big Sale fan. I always have been. I like what I've seen. He's continuing to improve, I think. And I'll be honest, 4 of his last 5 starts, they've had a victory. I like when teams are winning with guys on the mound, kind of regardless of what they're doing. Certain guys hype up certain teams. It means a lot for him coming back. It's a big deal for what, where things were, not too long ago. You look on the other side, and yes, this is a Detroit team who's coming off a nice series, but Skubal has not pitched that well lately. He's been up and down, up and down, up and down. I think tonight is a good chance for this Red Sox team, who I had yesterday on the run line. They got it done 2-0. I think they have a chance again tonight to put up a few more runs, let's say, and I think Sale's able to keep this Tigers team down.
More than fair. Play number 3.
Last play of the day, and I'm going, kind of chalky again, but I like the road. I like the home favorite here. I'm taking the Astros on the run line. I like Verlander. I think this is kind of that time of the year where it's grind. We know where we are. September's around the corner. This is when we get this kind of thing from him, and it's funny to say you could flip a switch, but I mean he seems to do it every single year. And push comes to shove, with the exception of the World Series. Push comes to shove, he's absolutely lights out. I think that he's going to throw the ball well today. And let's be honest, you're looking at Reed Detmers on the other side, who is a little less than Verlander quality, let's just say. Ball's going to fly well in Houston. I still like what they have offensively. I think that this is a big step up. Astros going against the Giants, have a pretty good series against them. Now traveling to Houston, I think that Friday night Verlander will get it done, and Houston covers this run line.
I'm actually not surprised that you're hot at all, because I remember the first time we met, and the reason I wanted you on stream because you were talking college baseball. I thought, well, first you won a lot of bets, but secondly, like the way you pitched them was different than anybody kind of in the grand scheme of media. Like you really go based on like the vibe of a team is the wrong way to put it, but it's almost like you're very good at tracking when teams are going right and like the feelings of a pitcher going back. Like not a lot of people talk about that in baseball, like including myself. I'm always trying to get better at that, where it's like I'm very numbers based, where you're kind of like, it's sometimes these teams win. So that's why in August right now, when like that fits really well, I'm not surprised that you're hot at all right now. Like maybe earlier in the year when there wasn't really any feelings, you struggled early on in the competition. Yeah. And I'm not surprised that now you're coming back, because like the way you bet is now fitting in really well right now. So people could say like, oh, like it's chalky, it's square. Like in baseball, that can work during this period of time. So like I said, I'm not surprised at all that you're on
Yeah. No, I mean, I sort of use from when I pitched, when I was playing, and I think about where you are and where progress is or isn't, and where a team is right now. Because just like KBO, it's kind of put up or shut up right now. Teams are starting to shut it down that aren't going to be there, and then the teams about to make a push are doing it right now. So I feel comfortable and confident, and we're doing really well right now. We're rolling nicely, and hey, now we got football to add to the mix. So hey, we're here.
Oh yeah, my friend. All right, 3 plays, 3 winners. We'll talk to you soon, Cali Wager. Enjoy the sun.
Have a good weekend.
You too. All right, who we got next?
What up?
Jake Hazen, what's going on, my friend?
What's going on, my man? What's going on? Just want to thank you for congratulating on the sharpest hit of the year yesterday, apparently. Cardinals money line.
That was the sharpest play of the year. Was it not? Like that play, Liberatore going into Tampa and them winning, covering the run line, like.
Well, here's the thing
play.
about it. It's just like the Cardinals the Rays caught like 50 cents of steam, and like they're also like the second to worst team against lefties last month. So like, it's kind of all I really put into it. Didn't do much.
Smacked. Because I mean, you couldn't look that deep into that play.
I mean, no. If I would have dug really deep the numbers, I would have just bet the Rays. So like,
yeah,
exactly. So, what's the play number 1 today, Producer Cohen or whoever's rocking it today?
Producer Cohen, what we got? What we got, my friend? Producer Cohen.
You sleeping the wheel right now?
Producer Cohen, he passed away.
Oh no!
Red Sox money line.
Ooh. So my guy Scooble. I'm a big fan of this guy. I think he's good, but I think he's kind of due for a regression spot against a team like the Red Sox, who have not been as good against lefties this year. I mean, they've been good against lefties this year. I mean, recently they haven't been as good, and I think this is a spot they can get right. Not as much of a baseball play. Baseball reasoning. I just see the Tigers are kind of they're a public team today, and they open like plus 140. Now they're all the way to like plus 115. I think I have bad COV on this, but I don't care. I'm honestly happy about it. So it's just kind of just fading the public dog that's catching a lot of steam.
No, that's fair enough. There's a question in chat. You think Sale pitches well today, Pete?
I think Sale no hitter.
I almost don't think. So Sale's velocity was down in the minors, but he's still racking up a lot of Ks, which is reasonable because think about AAA hitters. They're not seeing guys like Chris Sale come down all that often. So if he has it today, I think he pitches really well. Even if he doesn't have it, I don't think the Tigers' bats are good enough to really get to him. Like, I think the worst that he does is 5 innings, 3 runs, but I think the Red Sox are going to hit Scooble, and I think it's going to be one of those games where it's like 5-4 Red Sox. And I do think
news, Pete.
What?
JP Crawford concussion. The best hitter on the team gets hurt before the biggest series of the year.
Damn it.
Dude, right when they had everything going. Chalk it up, dude.
Concussion? No, don't chalk it up.
Season's
Don't chalk it up.
Julio's back. Henua was pissing on baseball. Well, I have a Mariners playing. We'll talk about that then.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What do we got?
Whatever's next. Boom. What at the timing? There's the Mariners play. So, yeah, I mean, Castillo overs. I have my friend Riggs. He's not much in the gambling community, but he's a big Mariners fan. And he texts me every single day Castillo pitches, take the over. Castillo overs are absolutely free. And you look through his last couple starts and kind of throughout the whole season. I don't know what it is, but every time Castillo pitches, the game just tends to go over, specifically in the first 5.
It's always really low. And then Castillo gives up a couple. Mariners bats show up for him.
Yeah, they have heart, man. They have heart for him. No JP Crawford is actually fucking huge. That is the heart and the soul of that lineup. And I'm kind of worried. But like I was about to get on to, Julio's bat's looking a lot better. Teoscar's bat, I mean, the whole bat. Cade Marlowe, the best hitter of all time, and probably the greatest.
You know where Cade Marlowe came from?
Savannah Bananas before they were actually the Savannah Bananas. They were like a college summer team.
Yep.
But you didn't know that part.
I did.
Oh wow, look at you, no ball. But yeah, but as I was saying, this lineup has been really, really good lately, and this is a team that. So the thing is about Kyle Gibson is that his pitches really suck, but he's got this sweeper that's pretty fucking good. He has a pretty damn good sweeper, and there's really nothing I could find that can like. I mean, I'm labbing stuff like this. I just kind of pair the sweeper and the slider together, And the Mariners don't hit that pitch very well. They're very bad against it, but they smack the rest of his pitch arsenal. Also, he throws a good fastball heavy guy as well. And Mariners third best fastball hitting team last 2 months. Check those apples out, dude. So yeah, Kyle Gibson, I think it's hit up, and Castillo doesn't have a lefty issue. I'm sorry, Matt. I don't care about your 150 plate appearance sample size, but the Orioles being bad on the road versus righties.
Wow. It's going straight at his neck.
I mean, 100. They could not score today, but I don't really care for 150 PA sample size. This lineup's good, and Castillo struggles with lefties. I don't really think Castillo necessarily gets blown up today, but for a total like this, I think Kyle Gibson gets hit up pretty well today. I can see Castillo giving up 200 runs. I mean, at least. And this is the best platoon offense in baseball is the Orioles. They can throw like 7 lefties at you one day and 7 righties at you the next. So I think this is going to give Castillo fits, and I think Gibson gets hit up.
Fair enough. Another play?
Oh, yeah, my
Cubs.
Cubs. This is a steam play, but I also like to play for baseball racing. So these Toronto Blue Jays, man, I mean, at most he's going to go like 60 pitches today, 50 pitches, or are they starting to extend him fully?
Yeah, I think he's 75 pitch guy.
Okay, perfect. So he's going to go 5 innings scoreless. All right. So these Blue Jays, man, I don't know what it is. Every time I have some anti-Blue Jays plays, I bring this up. So Assad, he has those a sinker, cutter, fastball. You combine all that together, which is a fastball about 60% of the time. And these Blue Jays just can't hit fastballs right now. I don't know what it is. They haven't hit fastballs the last like 3 months. They rank one of the lowest ranked teams versus fastballs, and they just have not been able to hit them, especially from righties. This lineup has struggled heavily against right-handed pitching. Just remind them, every time they face a guy that's like, because they have 3 lefties lineup, right? And their lefties, it's Varsho, it's Belt, and it's someone else. I can't remember. For a Blue Jays lefty.
Varsho, Belt, Kiermaier. I think Kiermaier's hurt. Varsho, Belt.
Then some random AAA guy they've every now and then there.
Yeah, Dane something.
Not threats, basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Their lefty presence in their lineups aren't good enough against these guys.
It's funny that the Blue Jays just hit Brandon Belt third and like
they need
just
a lefty
like
in
to
there,
switch it up, and he's like a hole. Oh, Biggio too. Yeah, you can say Biggio.
Yeah, but
So,
not another threat.
Yeah, Tucker, you and I both know that Biggio ain't a real person.
Yeah, not a real person, dude. And I've noticed every time this is spots where I fade the Blue Jays. I fade them when they're facing a pitcher that's super righty, that's really good against righties, and maybe not the best against lefties, but doesn't matter because the lefties I fear at all. And we got Vladimir Guerrero with a 750 OPS. Like, what? I mean, Bo Bichette, he's been not hitting fastballs well lately either. We have Springer on one of the coldest streaks of his life. This Blue Jays lineup is kind of lifeless, and it's kind of crazy to tell me right now, coming this part of the season, that because I bet the Blue Jays to win the division. And the reason why I bet this team to win the division is I thought their pitching was going to be so damn good this year, which translated outside Alek Manoah. They've had some really good pitching, but this lineup has just been a joke, man. It's just not been up to the Blue Jays standard. And I get the Cubs, who the Blue Jays caught like 20 cents of steam as well. And Barrios, I mean, that guy's just a ticking time bomb, dude. I can't really give you a confident handicap. I'm really confident on Assad, and the reason why I'm on this, I like Assad a lot for baseball reasonings. I mean, Barrios can get blown up every chance he wants, but another reason why I'm on this is because of steam, which I don't just blindly fade. I like to find actual baseball reasoning with it as well. And this is a spot where I'm pretty confident Assad's matchup. And this Cubs bullpen, last 30 days, they're a top 3 bullpen in baseball. I mean, Everything is clicking for this team right now. So I'm getting the hot team against the Blue Jays team who are just pitiful against righty fastball guys. And yeah, I give you Cubs plus 130.
Fair enough. I think it's a good play. And your last one, correct, is Oakland?
I think I might have one more, but I might be wrong. I have no idea. I kind of forget what I bet. Bad memory. I used to smoke a lot of weed as a kid.
Oakland first 5. Oh, no, you got the Reds next, but we'll talk about Oakland
there
first.
It is. Yeah, Oakland first 5. I mean, I just think they have the better pitcher here. And the Nationals, there's people out there who have a Nationals ticket at plus 110, thinking they got a good play in, thinking they got a good COV. Sharp call, dude, but I'm sorry, that's just not hitting. They went from plus 110 all the way to like minus 125 now. This is bad COV. Like I said, I don't really care, but we dig into it for actual baseball reasoning. All right, so you already brought up Adone, how this guy, he's seeing where the ball goes, but like I said, how you're kind of, I got to pay to see it. You say it all the time. I got to pay to see Adone getting back to what he is. And this Oakland A's lineup, which is, I don't know, they go on weird stints where a top 10 lineup in baseball and become the Like a double, not even a triple A, a double A lineup.
They literally look like the Savannah Bananas or like a pretty damn good lineup.
like, damn, dude, A's just get some pitching next year. He might be a threat. Tell you what.
Zach Geloff. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, good dude. They get like even top 20 pitching staff. They might make the playoffs. This lineup looks pretty good. But sometimes they look like that, which is just hilarious. But Paul Blackburn, I mean, his FIP and WOPs and swaps, whatever you want to call it.
The swaps.
They check out. And Adone is a guy who we all know how bad he used to be or how bad he is, or we don't really know how bad he is right now, but we do have a really good track record in this guy with a lot of service time, and we've seen how bad he can really be. I'm not letting one start where he looked really good, because the stuff's always been there, right?
Yeah.
One start of having command is not going to make me believe and buy into you having command. Now, whether he proves me wrong here and he shoves and you did it, dude. You earned my respect.
No, but then we learned something, right? This is a bet where you're learning something.
Yeah, and even
is
then,
he here or is he not?
Even then, even if he shoves today, I think the A's can still win the first 5. Now, granted, I don't know this full game. I think DJ and Krabs are both on A's full game. I can't go into war with this bullpen. I just can't do it. I can't saddle up and go to war with them. But the first 5 here, I mean, Odone can still shove, and I think Blackburn can just outpitch him, and he can still win this first 5.
Fair enough. And then the Reds.
I'm on the opposite. I think I'm on the opposite of every, except for the total, and maybe one other play. I think I'm fading steam in every single one of these plays today.
Wow.
So, yeah, here's another one. So, like I said, people have a Pirates ticket at plus 110, and now they're minus 125. Congrats. You did it. You beat the game. You've discovered you beat gambling, dude. You did it. But going back to the Reds. So, Andrew Abbott, I just made this post the other day. And, like, 3 things I learned from today. I'm like, this play was an obvious cash out. This play was this. And it was I bet Bailey over. I'm like, don't find a bounce back spot for a good pitcher just because you're facing a bad team. And I'm doing that today. So, here we are, backing Andrew Abbott. But, yeah, I mean, this is a spot. You got to look at it, okay? So, like, a lot of people are on the Pirates for contrarian reasons, say, and because if you look at it like this, I don't really know how contrarian the Pirates really can be. Granted, Abbott is like obviously the better pitcher in this spot. Look at Johan Oviedo's his last couple starts. I mean, he's been just shoving. And you talk about the last month, Oviedo's been the much better pitcher than Andrew Abbott has. Abbott's been getting crushed. And then you also look at the past month. Honestly, the Pirates are the much better team the Reds have. They've been scoring. They've been keeping up with the Braves. They beat the Padres in a series, which is congrats. Like, who hasn't? But they've been scoring runs. Offenses look great. And they got Andrew Abbott today. And it is a little bit scary because Abbott is a fastball curveball guy, which you do know I am a guy who every time the Pirates play a fastball curveball guy, I'm all over him. But I think it's this spot. It just makes the Pirates just make too much sense today in like a baseball reasoning standpoint and also at the same time in a contrarian standpoint. And I think when both these worlds kind of collide, which I've noticed throughout this season, because what I've been doing a lot this past week or two is I'm finding whatever I used to do, and I'm kind of just doing the opposite because I believe I'm down like 7 units this season, which isn't horrible. It feels like a lot, but in reality, like... Yeah,
I'm down 5 units. Like, it feels horrible, but it's like the grand scheme of things, like, it's not that.
Like, I got to remind myself I made it around 50 units last year just to, like, just to really hold it in, which I'll never do again. I don't know how the fuck I did that. That was a Mickey Mouse round to talk about it, but yeah, it just makes too much sense in too many aspects. Like, you can't tell me a real reason today why the Reds are winning. And you, like, they're public, the air quotes, they're public. Oviedo's been fucking amazing. This lineup's been way better. This just makes too much sense. And they're catching at 25 cents of steam.
You had to do it.
I gotta be on the other side of it. Just got to.
Well, Jake, 5 plays, 5 winners. Fuck Steam. Fuck CLV.
Fuck CLV, dude. Fuck Steam.
We're jumping with
this
the
is the
public side when it ends up never actually being the public side.
This is I'm the experiment if this is really coming true, and I'm coming on stream, giving out except for the total, but giving out 4 plays.
You could be a tiny little rat going up to the Vegas like little water thing.
Figured it out, fuckers.
Sucking it down in Vegas is like exactly that's why Steam is important. Or I mean, it all comes. Like, I could be honest here. I mean, Steam does hit at a good amount of rate often. It's just right now I'm over exaggerating a bunch. If you get CLV long term, I mean, like people tell me, I'm just gonna believe people that tell me that it's. I mean,
No one's really proved it, but I'm just gonna trust you. Steam does. I mean, it's like the thing is too.
I'm
Like,
gonna trust you that CLB is good and it's not been proven.
I mean, dude, who are these? I mean,
No, because
done
the thing about it is, like, if I get, for example, I'm on the Royals plus 110 today. If they were to close at minus 120, more often than not, it was because of a very smart bettor bet that down, and you want to be on the same side as that generally smart bettor.
yeah, sharp, smooth lines.
And then, like, for example, if you're a 1.2 to win one, and then underdog's 1 unit, and I get a plus 110 that's minus 120, like I just saved 30 cents that I would have bet. So, like, that's the point. And it does. But, like, there are times where it's not hitting, and that's where you're at right now. So, Jake, appreciate you. We're going to move on to Degen, but good stuff per usual. There's a reason you're in the green.
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, you will be.
We had a 0-6 run, then we went 2-2 and lost some money, some juice. So here's the due bounce back start, apparently, according to my numbers.
We'll talk to you. All right. Degen. Nice shirt, by the way.
It's just a Lululemon shirt.
I'm wearing a Lululemon shirt.
Oh, did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, but guys who win wear Lulu.
It's a really like interesting color. I thought about putting a proper shirt on, but
isn't this kind of an interesting color too? It's like bluish purple, sort of.
Yeah, I guess it is actually. It's long sleeve. Yours looks more appropriate. Mine's like just a walk around. You know, it's really hot outside. I don't know when the last time you've been outside was, but I just got home and had to walk my dog. I'm sweating, but nice to hear Jake's analysis. It's so funny when I actually tune into the stream, which I've been listening for like 30, 40 minutes before I come on, and hearing legit baseball analysis, and then I come on the stream. I can't even imagine what viewers think when I come on. And I don't provide any, analytics.
I think you and Ollie do the same thing. You say that every time, you underrate yourself, and then you're in the green. And when we're talking baseball, you know what you're talking about. You and Ollie underrate yourself all the time.
Yes and no. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, look at me. I don't know. No, I think it's great to be diverse and hear all sorts of perspectives.
No, exactly.
I love it.
Gino comes on and doesn't know the pitchers' names and just plays the market, and he's in second place.
I like Gino a lot. Isn't he a California guy?
Yeah, San Francisco guy, but never hear him talk about the 49ers. It's the most biased person I've ever met.
He seems like a fun guy to hang out with.
Oh, he's the best.
It's hilarious in our Discord when we send in plays. He'll send like fucking Julius Randle over points sometimes. I'm like, Gino, bro, what are you doing? So anyways, I'm on a lot of these plays, so I don't know how many more you want to hear. I don't want to be too repetitive. I'll keep it simple with the A's money line. So every morning I walk my dog, I get a coffee, I look at the board, and I like to find the first couple plays, not necessarily saying I punch them in right away, but the lines that jump out to me, and I love to do this in every sport, and I usually do it in the NFL, not on Mondays, but on Tuesdays. But with baseball, obviously, it's every day, so it's every morning. The first two that jumped out to me were the Pirates and the Royals. I didn't even really notice the A's until I started doing my stream a little bit later at 11, and I was going through the board, and I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even realize that this is actually one of the grossest lines on the board. Now, there's always the team, and then there's the pitcher. I know for whatever reason, maybe it makes sense, Blackburn is a guy that I do think bettors are okay and comfortable betting on.
I like Blackburn.
Yeah, I think people do, right?
In spots. When he's like a plus 150 dog on the first 5 money line, like on a Saturday against like a relatively good team when the A's have a good matchup. This one, I don't know. I truly don't know who's going to win this game.
So here's the thing, okay? I heard Krabs say the Nationals are bad at home. And record-wise, they are. But I had to do some digging because I thought to myself, I feel like over the past 2 weeks, and I saw the Nationals in person at the Mets game. I was very impressed with their lineup. Young, scrappy dudes. Stone Garrett is a fucking unit. But I was thinking to myself, is that really the case? Because I feel like the Nationals have actually been beating some teams. So I went back, and I got it up in front of me right now. The Nationals won a series at home against the Texas Rangers back in early July. Then they swept the San Francisco Giants at home. Then they beat the Rockies 2 games out of 3. Then they beat the Brewers 2 games out of 3. So I I don't know that narrative really plays too much especially when it's the A's as your opponent. So sure, Blackburn is probably the better pitcher and the more household name. It's funny to use that term for an A's player.
All-star. Paul Blackburn was an all-star.
Wait, was he really?
Last year. All-star. Remember that story where the A's wouldn't fly him out? A's wouldn't fly him out to the All-Star game. They didn't give him a jet, so he pitched a ride with the Braves guys.
Do I remember that?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you remember that?
Dude, I just preface my whole pitch and telling you I don't really know baseball. You think I know that Paul Blackburn hitched a fucking right? No, I don't know that. But that's cool. I like hearing this stuff.
This is a viral story. Even people don't know baseball.
Viral.
A's pitcher didn't get a flight from his own team, so we had to go with another guy to the All-Star game.
Oh, you know what? Okay, that is kind of sort of ringing a bell.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Paul Blackburn, sure. More.
You're betting on the All-Star.
Yeah, now I'm walking right into the trap. Anyways, the Nationals have beaten some teams at home. But what I like the most about this, I think the line is weird. I can't believe it's close to a pick 'em. It does look like the money is hitting the Nationals. That's okay with me. I feel like I'm being a little gross and contrarian. You know I always love that. And this is the first game back for the Nationals after a road trip. Now, 6 games. They were on the road. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It looks like 7 games they were on the road. They played 4 games in Philly. Not really a big travel from Philly to D.C., you know what I mean? But I think it's interesting. It's always a spot I like to fade teams, so I'm willing to do that here. Give me one measly unit on the Oakland Athletics, and if I didn't retire from first fives, I would totally agree with Jay Kazin about avoiding the bullpens. But every time I do that, I get fucked, so I'm done.
I love this stream. You know why?
Why?
The A's were the most pitched team on stream. The A's against the Nationals. The A's money line is and Javi's here. So he's filling in for producer Cohen, who's doing like the back end stuff, still away. And every single time he just keeps hearing A's, I see him just shake his head. He's like, "What is going on here?" I was like, "Welcome to gambling."
Now let me ask you this: as the host of the show, does that make you feel better or worse? If you're on the 8, yeah, you can be honest. I get
no. It's like that always happens, and I see it in chat too. Like so many people are like, all of you guys are smart. Like there's a reason you're on the stream, right? It's not just dudes I picked up off the side of the road who I said name 5 baseball players and they named 4, and I was like, good enough. Like when all these smart people I know are on the same play, like it doesn't give me like less confident. It just makes me think like, why didn't I focus in on the game? So no, it doesn't make me think like, oh,
but baseball takes no prisoners. You can be smart, dumb, it doesn't matter. But I will say though, in every sport, and this just happened actually in tennis was my most recent example, when all the smart people align, it still doesn't necessarily end up well.
No, I agree.
So anyways, I think it's enough time on the Oakland Athletics. I saw Richie Parlay said that DJ might not know which city the A's are in. And I know they're moving to Vegas, fucker. Thank you very much. Can the producer, I saw that Just Baseball mentioned, I have bet the Rays 4 times this season. I'm pretty sure I'm 4-0 when I bet the Rays. If we can fact check that. Because I only ask.
Might have to fact check that. Henry, can we fact check that?
So whoever was the producer the last time I was on the stream, I get tripped all the time that I'm Rays bias. He's 2-0 on money line.
I thought your tweet was so funny where you're like, what do you mean I have my Rays bias? And then it's just a parlay with everyone in the lineup to get a hit.
Yeah, and on that note, I did it again. But I did it before the lineup was announced, so there's no series, so I think I might have to go rebet that.
Sure.
Yes, I'm on the Rays team total. I now see that a lot of Twitter is on the Rays team total. I saw Cam Is Money made it his POD. Jovan approves. Everybody approves. Again,
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong, right? A lot of smart people are on it. Listen, and I know Phil Duntley is commenting. It's funny if I don't like their pitchers, then I usually like their bats. Their bats have. I thought there was a revival. I thought they were finding themselves offensively, and I'm just not so sure that that's the case. I think this Rays team is just flat out running out of gas, man. And it was pretty cool. One of the reasons I was so confident in the Rays and betting their win total this year is I thought it was interesting that their lineup and their bats, they were not very good last season, and they didn't really make any moves for a bat. They stuck with those guys. And I liked all of them. I think I love Isaac Paredes. Well, I guess that was the one move they made early in the season, trading Austin Meadows. But they brought Josh Lau up. They brought Tyler Walls up. I was screaming for these guys to be sent back down. More so Walls than Josh. I'm glad they stuck with Josh. Walls just looked like a scared puppy. But, Randy, Yandy, Wander, these are some core dudes. Luke Raley was fucking showing up. Every single game, I mean, they were leading the league in homers for a while early in the season. Somebody was there to step up, like at least 2 guys, if the others were off. You know what I mean? And they would get you those 4, 5, 6 runs that you needed, and they have great pitching. Well, the pitching is not so great anymore. We got Savale going tonight. It could be dubbed as a revenge game because he's facing his former team. I'm not entirely confident. The Guardians are a thorn in my side. I don't have a great read on that team. I don't want to bet the Rays, although I didn't think they would win yesterday. I do think they win today. I don't know how I feel about the total, but I just cannot deny how suspicious. Well, I don't even know if that's the right word, but there are like 5 Rays players favored to hit a home run before the first Guardians batter. I don't know that makes a ton of sense. Everybody's number's lower than it has been. Luke Raley has been lost on the plate. His number just keeps moving down. Yandy looks interesting. It was just his birthday. He went 4 for 4. Then he had an off night. I think today is the day the offense just has a little bit of an explosion. And they did recently in Detroit. The last game of the season, they put up 10 runs. They carried the pitchers. I think that was a bullpen day. I feel pretty good about this. Is it a 1-unit play? Oh, okay. Yeah, I personally played it for a little bit more, but 1 unit for me on the books, over 4.5. I think they can get there, especially after a really disappointing series against the fucking Cardinals, losing 2 games in that at home after you just won a series on a 3, or I guess a 9-game road trip. Astros, Yankees, Tigers. That was very impressive. Had to have it. You can't come home and lay an egg like that. I think they bounce back and the bats wake up today.
Just because you're the last person to come on, and then we're going to do the $50 giveaway to 2 different people, I want to talk your ears off about why I think the Rays are amazing.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
The Yandy Diaz story is fascinating. Yandy Diaz, remember last year I hit like 11 home runs, right? High batting average, just was never a power guy, but hit the ball hard. He was just on the ground.
Yep.
You felt like every day. What they were able to do to get more lift in his swing, to unlock the hard hit rates, unlock all this kind of stuff, to make him a legit power bat I thought was like, it's the perfect development. Like what Yandy Diaz, when he came to the Rays and what they've been able to develop is amazing. Isaac Paredes was a no-name prospect traded for Austin Meadows.
Mm-hmm.
What they did to create, like, he's been one of the best offensive third basemen in baseball. Now, I know Bethancourt has completely fallen off, like, from what he was.
Yeah.
Dude, he was a 30-year-old catcher for the A's with no life. Rays brought him in for nothing. And he was a top 5 catcher for the first half of the baseball season. Like, that in itself, Taylor Walls being great against lefties. I know it's kind of trailed off. That's the thing. It's like these things, they didn't last. But just for that spark, helping them unlock, they're just genies over there. And they're amazing. Like,
yeah.
They're amazing.
Well, they saw the potential. I'm glad they stuck with it. The lineup is at times incredible, one of the best in baseball. At times, it looks like the 2022 Rays. And I have been saying this in our little group chat. I'm like, why aren't we taking the opposing pitchers over K's every time they play against Tampa? And you just saw Liberatore freaking set his career high. Everybody strikes out the Rays. And I'll never forget fucking when you called Zach Davies to pitch well. We remember Blake Snell with the revenge game. I think he had 13 Ks. So it's scary. It's scary to take a shot on this offense because you don't know what's going to show up. And Randy, man, you might know his rut, but since the All-Star break, I think he's batting like 140 or something.
He looks out of gas.
He is.
So
World Baseball Classic, the All-Star,
yeah,
the freaking hot start to the season.
So much baseball.
It's a lot of baseball.
So much baseball.
I was really worried about it, but here I am betting him to hit a home run for the 3rd day in a row. So
okay,
that's
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? All right, Red Sox.
Yeah, I caught Cali Wager's pitch on this, so I won't spend too much time on it. But Cali Wager, it sounded like he's getting a little hot, and he's taking a bunch of favorites. But you know what, man? that's what works in baseball. Kind of what makes sense later in the season tends to work. Well, I say that it did last year. It could change a little bit this year, obviously. But the Red Sox, I guess, in this situation, I was wondering what people were going to think, because Chris Sale has shown some flashes of pitching well, I believe. And then he was on the IL. I think this is his first start back. So it's a big name, but it's his first start back. So it's like, okay, are the Red Sox going to be really trendy today? And then, yeah, right. So
I almost bet the Tigers, and I'm like, that's a Peter play where I lose.
So, Peter, I open the Action Network app, and when you go through, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be advertising anybody that's not a sponsor. But if you go through on the app, you can see who has bet the teams. It looks like this. Well, now it's 5-4. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, good. It's people, 3 of the people I know. It was 5-0. All 5 people were on the Tigers, and I was shocked because I was leaning into the Red Sox, even though the Red Sox won against the Royals, especially last night. It wasn't really that impressive of a win, and I was on their team total. I kept telling myself the Red Sox are due to just have a good old-fashioned, ass-kicking night, score a ton of runs. Maybe it was the wrong matchup. I don't know. I felt pretty good about it. Squeaked the run line cover, 2-0. First game in the series, 2-2. Hit the walk-off grand slam to cover. Lost another game to the Royals. That was a really tight series against the Royals. So I'm going back to the Red Sox here, and I was I think I was on them or off them maybe once or twice in that Royals series, but I was kind of following them. I was looking to go back to them at some point in the series against the Tigers, because the Tigers are a sneaky, I don't know about public favorite, but a contrarian and a sharp favorite, because they're scrappy. They got Tarek Skubal going, and this guy's good. And I think he's good.
He's been up and down. He's good. He is a good pitcher. Right now, he's been up and down since return from his injury.
Well, that's what I wanted to get into. So he's about as up and down as you could possibly get. If you look at his starts, this guy will have a shutout performance, and then he'll allow 8 hits and 7 runs against the Royals.
Too tough to bet on. And I also banned the Tigers anyway, so I wouldn't have been on him even if Then
he'll shut out the Giants, and then he'll allow 4 runs to the Marlins. Then he just shut out the Rays on August 5th. Now he's playing the Red Sox. So am I trying to time it? Not necessarily, but I think I'm backing the better pitcher. Skubal is that up and down guy, and I like the Red Sox rested at home.
I like it. I lean the Red Sox too. I am curious. No Royals. I love the Royals. I bet the Royals. We were texting about it.
I'm playing the Royals. I just like to keep the Royals on I like to keep these stream picks to 3 when I can, and I don't want to take as many other plays that I know people are going to be on. And I knew, since we were chatting earlier, that you were going to be on the Royals.
But I
did elect to go with the Royals. I'm on the Reds. You are on the A's? Okay.
No, I'm not on the A's. I'm saying you're on the A's, even though a lot of people on stream are on the A's.
Right. I didn't know. Well, I think I was the first one to submit my plays, but at least you were going to be on the Royals. So I was like, all right, I don't want to just repeat Peter. But I am on the Reds. Not that we have to talk about it, although you did say I was the last one on here. But I'm calling the Pirates fake sharp. I think the Reds, 2-8 in their last 10. I know Abbott's good, but Oviedo's been pitching well. Give me the Reds in this spot.
Yeah, I like it too. Anything else that you're on for the people?
You want my favorite preseason play, NFL preseason play?
I don't know if you've heard. I'm thinking about putting the largest wager I've ever put on my life, in my entire life, on an NFL future.
On an NFL future?
NFL future, because people forget. NFL, I bet the shit out of it.
I did hear, and actually, I was friendly chirping you in the Behind the Line stream, because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You're buying the Bears. You're taking Justin Fields win MVP, and you're fading the Vikings.
I'm not taking Justin Fields to win MVP.
Okay, fine.
I wanted to duck behind my camera saying that, but I love the Bears this year.
And that's okay. You said exactly. I totally agree with you. Public plays hit. I square up and take public plays. I took USC last year, was one of my favorite win total overs.
Yeah. The public is not going to lose every bet they play.
Correct. Yeah. And I always tell people this. Stafford went to the Rams, they won the Super Bowl. Brady went to the Bucs, they won the Super Bowl. But here's the thing. I think you're way off with the Vikings.
I couldn't agree with you less.
Okay. Their defense last year was one of the worst defenses, not in the league last season, I have ever seen in my entire life.
It got worse.
Did it?
Yeah, they lost their edge rusher. They lost to Darius Smith.
They lost Zadarius Smith. They re-signed Daniil Hunter. That's okay. You're overthinking that. Do you
They
know
went 11-0 in one-score games. Just
Here's
math.
the thing.
They're not going to repeat that. The Miami Marlins in 2022, they were the worst team in one-run games. What happens this year? They're the best. That stat, one-score games, one-run games, it's a natural regression stat because you can't get so lucky in one-score games and then get so lucky again. It just bounces up and down. The Vikings were NFL's luckiest team last year. They're not repeating that. Their roster sucks. You're watching quarterback, I'm watching Kirk Cousins moan and groan after every hit. He's like 36 now. Justin Jefferson's touchdown is 8.5. You think he's hitting that? Well, with everybody in the world, see BR betting, just like he caught a one-handed player like Justin Jefferson's 8.5 touchdown reception. He ain't hitting that shit. The Vikings, I think, you know what? I might take the Vikings just to double down on how much I think they're going to suck. I might take them to be the first winless team. Like the team who wins a game. They might lose outright to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers week 1.
Okay. The luck angle is a very good one to play on teams. A lot of people are forgetting, and I only know this because I've been a Vikings backer for the past few years, and I hated Mike Zimmer, so I was a year early, so I went back to them again last season. They did go over, thankfully. But I've also bet on Kirk Cousins to win the MVP more times than I'd like to admit.
That's crazy.
Look at what the Vikings did. Look at what the Vikings did. Granted, the luck went their way last season. Look at what happened the year prior. They had a bad record in one-possession games, and I believe, I don't know the stat off the top of my head, they had a lead, at least a touchdown lead, in almost every single game in the second half and blew it. So a lot of things didn't go their way 2 years ago. It did go their way last year. So that's the only thing I would push back on. And
but that explains my point. Then it regresses back. Like that stat does this.
I think
a team who was terrible in one-score games?
Who?
The Bears.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about the Bears. I'm more interested in. I just want to prevent you from fading the Vikings because I'm going to be on the Vikings.
I'm fading them.
I'm okay with betting, but I just wanted you to know Gremlin Gobbler actually said what I was
Gremlin Gobbler.
Zadarius was not, in my opinion, that impactful.
I think he had like 9 sacks last year.
They have to re-sign Daniil Hunter. Zadarius Smith can play a little bit more freely. This guy, Marcus Davenport, young dude that they drafted, he's going to be a beast. Daniil Hunter's a beast. They got rid of Patrick Peterson, who is the most washed-up cornerback in the NFL. He might be the only reason I'm considering about taking the Steelers to miss the playoffs because he's starting.
Patrick Peterson was the guy who saved that game Vikings-Bills week 9. Got that interception. Sort of.
Okay, so he's terrible. Cam Dantzler's gone. And what you're forgetting, which is one of the most important things, Pete, they got a new defensive coordinator. They got Brian Flores. You don't think that's important?
I don't think first year in a system he changes everything. Like, what did he do with Miami? Change that defense? No, he didn't. Like, I think he's kind of an overrated coach in general.
Okay, fair enough.
A 36-year-old Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, are they going to stay healthy all season long? If one of them folds, this team is going to suck. I think they finished 6-11.
Well, he added a weapon. I don't think Dalvin Cook, I watched Dalvin Cook last season. I'm a big Dalvin Cook fan. I liked him a lot coming out of FSU. He was going down easy last season. I think,
but who's their running back room now?
It doesn't, but that's the point. Pete,
they don't have a good team.
That's the point. How important are running backs?
Not that important. And I'm not trying to say I'm just going through their entire team. I think the defense could be the worst in football. I don't think they have a great offensive line. I think they got an old quarterback. I think they have Justin Jefferson who's their only – it's going to be one of them.
I don't know that I don't think it'll be bottom 5.
So you're taking over 8.5, like for sure?
Almost positive I'm going to take over 8.5.
We got to make a graphic where we're going to war and it's just the Vikings and we're going to fuck.
Also, you don't like Jordan Addison? Dude, Justin Jefferson is a freak coming out of college. I mean, he was obviously like a gem of a receiver. And they struck gold because they let Stephon Diggs go. That's huge. I love Stephon Diggs. So they strike gold with Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison, and I fucking hate USC, is awesome.
Sure.
So
they have a great rookie wide receiver.
Okay, there's another season with TJ Hawkinson as tight end. You know Kirk loves that. And
but is Kirk going to be any good?
Why
he's like 36.
Who cares?
What do you mean who cares? That's the quarterback.
He's not like 36 and like unhealthy. How old is Brady? I'm not saying he's Brady.
Did you watch He's like moaning. He cannot. He's so old. You see his like training regimen. This dude, I don't think he's going to last the season.
You don't think Kirk Cousins is going to last the season because
Nope.
he's 36 years old?
I think he's going to get hit in the ribs. I think he's going to moan. I think he's going to miss a couple of contract year for Kirk. If he balls out and then gets a deal from 37 to 40, I think this could be his last year in the NFL.
I honestly, I think that's insane. Also,
Why didn't the Vikings, if it's a contract year, why is it a contract year at all? Why didn't the Vikings give him an extension? They know why this is his last year.
Yes. Look, I think there is definitely an element to Kirk Cousins that he doesn't have what's very important, and that's the it factor. Some people probably don't
Larry
think that's
Beeman, that is a fair point. Pete, you were slurping.
Pete, you were
Justin
slurping
Fields
Justin
and
Fields and
Yannick
Yannick
Ngakoue.
Ngakoue.
No, I said the Bears' defensive line was so bad, and adding Yannick Ngakoue makes it not so bad anymore. And yes, I will slurp Justin Fields to the frickin' moon, and I don't care who knows it. I think he's a legit quarterback. I think he's fantastic. I bet a weird amount of Bears games because they were always +9 and they would lose by 7 and they would cover last year. And so I was like, they're close. And their whole defense was injured last year. They're all coming back to, I mean, not all. They're not going to be a very good defense. But I think another year in that system with Eberflus, who I do like as a quarterback, I like their wide receivers. I like their running back. I think their offensive line is fine. And I think Justin Fields is a difference maker. I bet them to win the division. I bet the Bears to win the division. And I'm going to bet their over-win total. But that's both of those teams. That's not even my biggest bet. And I'm still not sold on my biggest bet yet, but I will be betting on this team. But it's not even the Bears.
I'm just going to tell you right now, the Bears are going to finish last in that division.
No shot.
No. Who's going to finish last?
Vikings.
Oh, my God. You think Kirk Cousins, because he's 36 years old,
Not
all of a
just
sudden
because
just
he's
can't play
36.
quarterback?
I just don't think he's that good in general. And I think another year, and I think there's a reason the Vikings didn't re-sign him. I think he's getting old. I don't think he's going to last the entire year. And I think the Vikings defense is horrible. So even when they get leads, I don't think they're going to hold them. They were the luckiest team in the NFL, 11-0 in one-score games. I'm fading them.
When you say that you think there's a reason they didn't re-sign Kirk Cousins, you have to remember they paid him a fuck ton of money to begin with to be their quarterback.
Exactly.
It's not like
I bet they hate that decision.
Well, would you be thrilled with it?
No, and that's why I'm definitely not re-signing him because I'm hearing him moan and groan after getting hit like a regular sack, and he's like,
You're watching the quarterbacks documentary with the volume up too much. And hold on, you're worried about Kirk Cousins getting hit in the ribs and being injured. You think Justin Fields, who just literally,
how are you going to tackle Justin Fields?
That was like Johnny Manziel's freshman. Since we're talking, since we have such an influence on Netflix documentaries, that was lightning in a bottle. You think Justin Fields and defenses aren't going to adapt and adjust to Justin Fields running the ball? They're going to force him.
What tape do they have? It's like a different team now. It's going to be a different offense. Not a completely different offense. They got more weapons now with DJ Moore.
It doesn't matter. I like DJ Moore too. I think that was a great move by the Bears. But my point is, we have to see Justin Fields prove he's a quarterback. He's a great athlete.
That's why I'm betting him now at 7.5 wins. I think this is the year. Maybe I'm a year early, but that's why.
When you say that,
I'm betting on it.
When you say that, though, you should say maybe that's why we're betting him now, because you realize he's the most popular bet to win the MVP, which another Bears quarterback was
the most popular bet to win the MVP. Yeah, it was Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky was as well. Justin Fields is the 2023 version of Mitch Trubisky, and I say that as someone who likes Justin Fields. I drafted him on my fucking fantasy team, and I may have traded him right before he went on this crazy run.
I also cannot imagine that Justin Fields is actually the most bet guy. I think that's betting propaganda. How is Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert not the most bet player?
Because their number's not attractive.
I know. I don't think he's going to win the MVP.
I think the Bears are not going to be dog shit. I just think the Packers are going to be better than people think. I
agree. I kind of agree with that. I think the Packers are the one team in the division that nobody's really talking about.
But you're also a Rams fan. You don't respect Kevin O'Connell and now his second year, Kirk Cousins in that offense, and adding Addison and TJ Hawkinson having a full offseason with this offense. That doesn't. Yeah, I think this is a good discussion too.
Yeah. No, we'll have more of these. We'll have more of these because we're going to move into the NFL type stream.
Yeah. We can shut it down or do whatever we need to do.
We'll do more streams where we go over it fully. People will come on, give their futures, and we'll talk about it more. But
okay.
Baseball, good shit. Couple winners.
I hope so. Yeah. Go Rays.
Go Rays.
I'm going to say it's Randy Day for the third day in a row, and then after that, I'm done.
I'm going to convince you to bet the Vikings under with me, or at least don't bet on the over.
No, no. The Bears, go do whatever you want. I'm fine. I'm not going to be the grumpy old guy tell you to not have fun. Shiny new toy, have a great time. I think you're wrong fading the Vikings, and that's where the challenge will be.
We'll see. No,
Okay.
Javon, I pitched it to Javon too. He's told me I'm wrong too. I'm willing to die on the sword by myself.
Oh, that Javon fella, he's a pretty smart dude. So I like to be on the side of that.
What does he know?
Nobody's talking about the Vikings either. Nobody.
Have you heard people fading him? I just haven't heard anything.
I heard you. I hear you fading
exactly,
him.
and I hear you taking him.
Kirk Cousins is going to get hit in the rib.
You're the public. You're the public.
quarterback knows.
You're the public.
Okay. All right, that was fun. Have a good day,
I'll talk
Peter.
to you soon, brother.
See ya.
All right, my man. All right, we talked enough about Kirk Cousins. I'm fading him. I don't care what anybody says. I don't. And I'm even wearing a purple shirt. I'm fading them. Let's spin that shit. Can I hear some bangs in chat? Who wants to be a part of the $50 winner? Can I hear some bangs in chat? They made Daniel Jones look like Mahomes Viking D blows. Couldn't agree with you more, Phil Zutley. Let's hear some bangs. Spin that shit. Look at everybody now. People are chatting. Look at everyone. Everyone's here. Bang, 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 bang. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Anyone want to win $50, $50? Bruce Cohen, where are we at? Bruce Cohen, do we have the we're going to start copy and paste. Look at these first time in chat people. Now they want money. New defensive coordinator, on a strong point. Couldn't agree more. I think if you're betting on the Vikings over wins, you don't know ball. No, we might win. We'll see. We'll have more arguments later on. Javi, you think I'm nuts? No, I can hear you just in the room.
Look, man. I changed my mind. I think you're right.
Yeah. He said he changed his mind. I think he's right.
The division has been in a while. Feels like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's anybody's division, so I think it's kind of a toss-up, and I think the Bears have the most upside of any team in that division outside of the Lions, of course, and like everyone's already baked in the Lions winning that division. Time to spin that shit. $50, $50. Spin that shit, producer Cohen. Ding, 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 ding. Oh. Tostada. Sort of. Tostada. Tostada, where are you at? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Some slights always ain't here. Tostada. 10, 9. Nice. Atta baby Tostada. Not excited at all. Tostada, nice. Tostada, I'm giving you $50. Can you at least say like, oh, there we go. Thank you with a heart. Atta baby. Atta baby Tostada. We're here. All right, one more. Let's do it. Spin that shit. Me. Ooh. Jamal Hill, 1, 2, 3. Jamal Hill, 1, 2, 3. Where are you at? Where you at? Jamal Hill. Oh no. Oh, atta baby Jamal. Here we go, baby. Good stuff, my friend. All right, producer Cohen, if you can put it back to me. So we got Tostada and we got Jamal Hill. I'm not sure if you are able. Tucker gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Tucker is a GOAT of this community. Thank you, my friend. All right, ladies and gents, have a great weekend. We got a couple plays ahead of us. We might win some of them. We might lose them. But at the end of the day, we're a community. We love each other. And all we're trying to do is beat the Bucs. All right. See BetMGM and Prize Picks over here? Thank you for supporting us. We are going to rob you tonight. All right. Your boy JJ8 just said with Prime? Yes. What is that? We got a hype train thing. You have a limited time to earn exclusive emotes. I don't know what that means. But I love you guys, all right? Anything else before we go? No. Have a great weekend. Don't click the over 8.5 on the Vikings unless you want to join DeGen in the public. He's the public. I'm sharp. I've decided with no actual analysis, but he's public. Vikings over free. Jake is with the public. Congratulations, Jake. Public better. Actually, I saw the steam hitting the under, Jake. You like that? Wait, no. Steam hitting the over. That means you want to fade it. All right, everybody. Talk to you on Monday. Well, actually, I'll talk to you tomorrow because I'll be on TikTok Live. Good luck. Bye. Great weekend. Let's win some bets. Not gambling advice. Peace.